The warning signs are here, and if you time this right in the proper investments, it could radically change your life. But if you don't, it could move the middle class down to the working poor. My name is Coach JB. What I work to do is make very complex macro and microeconomic strategies very simple so the normal everyday person can implement. We're taking all this private financing, democratizing it so you can understand it. So what we've done is we've helped over 7,500 people now since 2020 with multiple free resources. The number one that I get the most request on is I'm a licensed insurance agent. I have licensed insurance agents in all 50 states. We teach people tax code 7702. The banks teach you how to insure your life as they insure your money in life insurance. So we teach you how to insure your wealth like the banks do. So down the description of this video or in my social media profile, you can set up a free consultation. Warning, we do not invest people's money. Do not send anybody pretending to be me any money at all. It's a free consultation. Just put it that way. Don't use discernment, guys. Then there's a 16-page guide, free guide that helps you understand how I set everything up with my current paradigm. And at the back end of this video, I'm going to share with you a very powerful resource on what I'm talking about on how to exit these markets properly so you can actually realize some profits. So we're going to dive into this today, guys. I'm telling you what, I've been warning you guys since 2020 where we're going to. And then in 2022, I started to give you guys warning signs of what was going to happen on the back end of 2023. If you go back to my old videos, I talked about the fact that the job markets were start to get shaken. Now, the reason why is because to cool inflation, it has to mess up the job markets. Okay. So you have this catastrophic system right now. We have high interest rates. They're trying to cool inflation, which messes with the job markets. The normal everyday person cannot afford to survive anymore. Their debt is completely maxed out now. The banks are over leveraged. There's no money in the system. Now, this is very different from the 1980s when interest rates were high. We had a good balance sheet, guys. The balance sheet is destroyed. There is no cash in the system. Every single dollar is someone else's debt. We have to borrow for critical services. So the tightrope next year in 2024 is going to be all about interest rates and inflation. Okay. Now, what I'm going to share with you guys over and over again, the Bitcoin halvings happening in April. You have Bitcoin ETFs going to be approved probably in first quarter. You're going to see crypto start to go parabolic. And if you see, I'm going to talk about this on the back end of this video, interest rates go down, expect your assets to go parabolic and have an exit plan. Get out of the markets, guys. I heard this in the sauna today. I'll give him credit, man. This is so awesome. He said, don't be their exit liquidity, guys. Don't be their exit liquidity. That's what we teach you guys. So let's dive right into this. I just thought that was so epic. Don't be their exit liquidity. It's that simple, guys. So this is Christine Lagarde, the head of the ECB. And she talks about safe inflationary pressures are weakening. Okay. But I want you to listen to what she says. Okay. She's going to break down what they're feeling about inflation. And guys, Jerome Powell said they're bringing us down to 2%. Right now, interest rates are stagnant. Okay. If they keep raising interest rates, it'll be and bring inflation down. But once those interest rates drop, people are going to flood out of the dollar into assets. So you got to watch this tightrope. You need to get financial education and understand how economics work so you don't get wrecked and move down to the working poor.
Down in activity, the labor market remains resilient overall, although there are now some signs that job growth may lose momentum.
Okay, so they've been telling us, oh, job markets are good in America, the ECB, but now they're going to start to lose momentum, which I've been telling you guys, because to bring inflation down, you have to jack up the job market
towards the end of this year. While the short-term outlook remains subdued, the economy is set to strengthen again over the coming years as inflation falls further, household real incomes recover, and the demand for euro area exports picks up. Turning now to inflation, which, as you said, Chair, fell further to 2.9% in October. That's the latest headline reading that we have. And this fall reflected a general decline in inflation, but was also helped by what we call the base effects. These effects were particularly visible in the low rate of energy inflation, which stood at minus 11.2%. Food inflation has also declined, but is likely to remain strong for the rest of the year. This contrasts with inflation development in the United States, the first topic chosen for today's hearing, where food inflation has been more contained, while core inflation picked up faster after the pandemic.
Okay, so I'm going to show you what she's talking about. Okay, so they're talking about the ECB. So right here, the ECB inflation fight going well, but not over yet. So basically, what she's talking about in a very simplistic form is that what's happening is when inflation's coming down, the job markets are start to get shaken. Okay, because as inflation comes down, prices come down. The companies aren't making as much money. When interest rates are high, they can't borrow to get out of the trouble. So they have to let go what? Team members. Team members are the most expensive thing on our one of our largest companies, which is the Warrior Academy. About 40%, hopefully my CFO doesn't get mad, it's 40 or 45% of our income goes into salaries, right? I think it's close to 600,000 a year in just salaries alone. So think about that. If you don't have access to cheap money no more, you can't borrow your way out of trouble. What do you start to cut back on? Team members. We don't. We're team member centric. We get more effective. But most CFOs are just number centric. So they'll cut people. So this is from Bloomberg. This came out yesterday, and it's interesting, right? All the inflation talk comes out at the same time all over the world. And this is showing from Bloomberg the actual inflation pressure on America. So indoor plants up 21%, electricity up 25%, rent up 20%. Restaurant and food up 24%, major appliances 12%, car insurance up 33%, curtains 20%, groceries 25%, water and sewage 16%, and pets up 17%. So let's just take that in just raw numbers, just simple math, right? So if groceries are up 25%, and you made $100,000, and this is probably horrible math. Probably people who do economics like, what are you talking about? But let me give you an example. In 2020, if you made $100,000, around now you make about $75,000. Pretty simple. If you just want to take simple math, right? You didn't have to do anything, and you took a massive pay cut. Inflation is illegal taxation, guys. They're going to get you on taxes, they're going to get you on inflation, or they're going to get you on interest rates. So you have to learn how to operate like the banks. It's so important to learn how to invest your own money, how to pull out of these markets properly, how to secure and compound your money. It's time to take sovereignty of our own wealth. So not only is ECB in trouble, America's in trouble, but China is in big trouble, guys. China's real estate crisis has helped punch 37 billion hole in the balance sheet of one of the country's largest shadow banks. So we reported that Evergrande, I think it was the system was collapsing. About 30% of their GDP is at risk. Guys, this is all over the world. The reason why I bring this up to you guys is because this is global. China's in trouble. Russia's in trouble. America's in trouble financially. The can has been kicked down the road. What a great opportunity. What a great time to have a great financial reset, right? We had the pandemic that made us look this way, that created a shock to the system, to change supply chain, to change how money moves through the system, to change messaging. Maybe a good time to move from industrial to technical, from Web 2.0 to Web 3.0. And in order to move a large amount of people, you have to have a problem that creates a reaction, and the same people that created the problem come up with the solution. Now, this is what I wanted to show you guys. This is crazy with all this inflation talk. The great inflationary surge will end in 2024, and rates will fall nearly everywhere, says capital economists. I hope, guys, I really do, because if rates fall, guess what? Our assets go through the roof. But a big ass but on this one, okay? I want to show you guys something very, very important. You need to have an exit plan. As my friend said in the sauna this morning, he said, do not be their exit liquidity, guys. Think about this for just a moment. Let's use logical circuit, okay? BlackRock is getting in the game. ARK Investing is getting in the game. All these large companies are getting into the crypto game. Do you think that they're not going to pull profits when this shit goes parabolic? Do not be their exit liquidity. How do you do that? You exit the markets on the way up. I'm just sharing with you exactly what I do, guys. That's how I did it. I exited. I started securing my money in insurance. We started building companies with the extra liquidity and money that we had, and we repeated the process. And now we're going to do it again. And now we call this our generational wealth building cycle. Next phase is we're going to build trust, and we're going to build family offices, and we're going to do all that stuff. Guys, this is the greatest opportunity to switch your family. I was broke on my parents' couch 4 years ago. Just being transparent. I had a crypto portfolio and I didn't touch it. And I got serious about financial education, serious about understanding how money flows through the system. And in 4 years, I radically changed my life because of cryptocurrency's ability to go parabolic. But the difference maker is I had an exit plan when it went parabolic, and it came down 85%. I lost a lot of money, so I learned a lot. And so we created a tool to help you not get wrecked. It's Merlin, the smartest way to track your crypto. I am the co-founder and one of the creators of Merlin. Everything I talk about is things that I own, or I'm the co-founder of, or have created. out of my ecosystem. And why do I do that, guys? Because when I was in corporate America, or when other people are sponsored by companies, they can't talk about certain things. I'm going to talk about God and my walk with Jesus, and ain't nobody going to stop me. Peace, freedom, and family structure, integrity, honesty, and uncompromising belief in God are the principles I stand on. So I created all of my own ecosystem so I can speak my truth. And if anybody ever tells me that I can't speak that way, then it's none of my business. I will not do business with you. That's a sidebar, but I just want to share that. Okay. So smartest way to track your crypto. This is in the description of this video down below. It's 30 days for free. Once you try it, you're going to stay. Trust me. We're coming up on, I think, 1,300 customers, 1,300 customers already. And we just launched, guys. It is amazing. So it's not, we don't hold your keys. We don't hold your crypto. It's an interface. It's the smartest way to track your crypto in one place. You can see everything in one place. It attaches to your exchanges. Okay. So you can always know your portfolio value. This is the key that I'm going to continue to talk about right here. Okay. You can put your, how many coins you have in, you put your own exit plan in there. And imagine you're sitting there, maybe you're a waiter, or maybe you're working at a gas station, or you're selling cars, and the market's going parabolic, and all of a sudden, ding, you get a text message. It's like, hey, Coach JB, XRP is about 10% away from your first target of $3.70. You might want to take a look. So now I can go take a look. And as everybody's waiting for everything to go to this skyrocketing, wherever we think, like Bitcoin, for example, they said it was going to 100,000. Everybody was waiting. People were buying at 65,000. Guess what, guys? It didn't go to 100,000. And when it went up to 65, all the exchanges started to shut down, and most people didn't get any profits when we'd already pulled profits on the way up. Does that make sense? So a ladder strategy. So I'll pull like 10%, 5 to 10% at $3.70. Not financial advice. I'm just giving you an example. It's just an example. Okay. Then if it went to $5 to $7, then I'd pull another 15% of my 50% of my portfolio. If it went to $10, then I pull another 30%. Does that make sense? So then I'd be pulling 100% of the 50%. If it didn't get to my last target, I just don't pull it. But when I pull, I'm very strategic. I am max funding IUL policies. I'm insuring my money. Nobody can touch it. I can compound it. I can borrow against it. So if I can borrow against it, I will borrow against it to buy more assets. So I've turned $1 into $2, leveraging back into another, and then repeating the process. So these are just things that I've learned through trial and error, getting the shit kicked out of me. And I'm only speaking from my current paradigm. I think that's the key factor to what I've done in my ecosystem. I speak from my truth. I speak from my heart. I speak from authenticity, and I share what I'm currently doing. So I got licensed in insurance. I built an insurance team because I loved the insurance so much. I was using it for 3 years before I ever got licensed. So that's a big part of our thing. So just want to share this with you guys. This is all in the description of the video down below, or in my social media platform. What else do I got going on? I think that's it. I love you guys very, very much. Got a lot of travel coming up here, but I think all the videos, I don't think it's going to affect my videos or anything like that. But I love you guys. Happy holidays. Hopefully you have a great day. Hope is not a strategy. You will have a good day. God is good all the time. Christ is King. Warriors, let's get your shit together. Let's go.